Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Militia. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato, and today I'm going to be having a look and reviewing what this game is all about. Now, something that I have made a conscious decision to do is bring you in when I haven't really played that much of the game. I've played enough of the game to actually understand what it is. I've gone through the tutorial, I've played a little bit of the levels, both sort of sides, but I think it's fairly important to get an early look, an early jump into this game before it scales out of control. Now, the best way of describing this game, I think, is a 2D chess-based random spawn extravaganza. That maybe sounds a bit over the top, but it's basically like more developed chess, so to speak, and it's quite nice. It's quite nice. It's quite good. I quite enjoy it. My name is Orbital Potato, by the way. I don't know if I said that. I can never remember if I said that at the start of the videos. Just a quick note, right? The settings menu. There's absolutely nothing here. There's nothing. There's pretty much nothing, which I suppose is fair enough, but there's literally nothing. Literally nothing. I mean, what? Full screen, some resolution options, and a sound slider. That's not very much. But anyway, we are going to be playing in the light world. Now, this is one of the two sort of, I don't know, not campaigns that are available, because they're not quite campaigns. You sort of try and rank up, so I've currently got a rank of 2, which is obviously not very far in at all, and I want to make sure that everybody is very, very clear that I am not very far in. So essentially what you have is you've got a bunch of units. Now let me quickly explain what's going on. Is the black units are mine. I can move them to any of the pale yellow, cream colored, skin colored, well, it depends on the color of your skin, I suppose. Skin color, I don't know, that's maybe like a mushy brown. Okay, let's call it mushy brown from now on. So I can move to any of these mushy brown squares. And the same with my other axe unit down here. So if I double click, by the way, I can get it to attack, and if I right click, I can cancel. So each of my different units has a different way in which they attack. So this, for example, is the Lancer, if I can recall, and it does attack down a straight line or across a diagonal. It's fairly simple, the way that it works. You just need to try and remember what every unit actually does. And believe you me, there's a lot of units. There's a serious amount of units. So you've got about 6 units in the light world, and then you've got I think probably the same number in the dark world as well. So there's a very, very, very large variety of units. There's also a fairly large variety of opponents that you'll be up against in both worlds. But anyway, let's get started. So the mission objective for the level, or for the floor, should I say, is to take out all of the captains. Now, the captains are signified because they've got a little star there. So let's do this. Let's move you over there, and let's attack up. Now, you attack 2 squares in any direction around you in a straight line. So I'm going to attack up there. There we go. And the axe, what am I going to do with the axe? Well, the axe is a little bit interesting, and he's almost guaranteed to die here because, as you can... Well, in fact, no, I haven't shown you that yet. I haven't shown you that. If you hold right-click over an enemy, you can see where they can move to. So, as you can see, very, very restricted in what these guys can do, these orcs can do. The imps, however, they can move diagonally. Looks like I will indeed be safe if I move to this here square. Now, the axe attacks in a slightly, or the warrior, whatever, I can't remember his name. There's a lot of units. The axe of the warrior attacks in a slightly different fashion. What he basically does is he takes a 3-block swipe at any direction you choose around him. So quite a powerful unit, and quite powerful if there are a lot of units around him. So getting into the fray with this guy is potentially a good idea. Now, all of the units die with 1 hit, and quite simply all units need to do is they need to get within 1 block of this dude, and then they need to just attack him. Like that's pretty much it. He dies in 1 hit. I mean, they all do, really. It's not a hugely complicated system, so to speak. But anyway, let's pounce on you. So by pouncing, That's another feature, by the way, of the Lancer. He can pounce on units and just kill them. And we'll just kill the Grunt, because why not? We need a little bit of free space. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and finish the level. Move right up there, and boom. That's it. You don't need to worry about killing people that are not signified with a star, because they are just not important to the level. Which is kind of nice. I kind of like that you've got, you know, these units that are somewhat important, and then you've got other units that are just not important. I think it really does aid the level. And as you can see, it's not always orcs that have got the star symbol above them, the captaincy symbol. So that, again, that's pretty cool. You know what, Axe? Let's just get you to attack straight away over there. Now, we've actually got a new character here, right? Which is pretty cool. And the mage is actually a fairly versatile unit and very, very powerful. So what he can do is he can do a ranged attack. As you can see, it does damage in sort of a 5 block out of 9 square block. You know, you can see exactly what it fucking does. I don't need to explain. I don't need to explain. You can quite clearly see by that. Yeah, so he can do that, or he can do another thing, which is not something that I'm actually going to do, but he can run right up to him and just melee him. Like, hit him with his staff. I think that was what it said in the tutorial. So, I think I'm going to do the ranged attack because I value the life of the mage a little bit higher than I value killing off one captain. And what are we going to do with the Lancer? Well, we're going to pounce, and then we're just going to clear that little grunt away just to make sure that we are fine. And in fact, we can just finish this level, or finish this floor, should I say, straight away. Now, to go up a level, you have to complete 3 floors, and that's why at the end of the level, or at the end of the floor, should I say, I keep on saying level. Why do I keep on saying level? At the end of the floor, it always tells me how many more floors I've got to go or whatever. So, hey-ho. Yeah, so that could potentially be a powerful attack, but I'm not entirely sure it's something that we want to do. So I do want my mage to survive. I really would like my mage to survive this encounter. I think we're probably going to go for that attack. I mean, that's going to clear out 2 captains. Like, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, we could dive in here. In fact, no. What we're going to do is this. We're going to go to that position, and then we're going to smack that along those 2 blocks there, which is going to clear up a little bit of the enemy nonsense that is apparently going on. Let's move up here, bosh out that captain. There we go. Fantastic. So, you know, we're still not in danger from this imp, you know, even though they spawn in black boxes, as you can probably presume, spawn enemies each turn. And I think that is actually a condition for the win. Perfect. I'm not entirely sure if I've got the volume turned up on this game enough. I did turn it down. It was quite loud at the very start, but you know, hey ho, I've just increased it a little bit, so fingers crossed you can actually hear some of the fantastic music. So yeah, the enemy ranks scatter and flee before you. That's great. Each win helps increase your rank, which is fantastic, which is really, really cool. Okay, what do we want to do? Do we want to? Yeah, let's go balls to the wall here and try and just take everybody out. Take out all of the things. That's right, all of the things. You know what? Let's be ballsy. Let's be ballsy. Let's be ballsy. You know, what's the point in not being ballsy? Now our unit did die there. I like how he became big on the screen. That was a little bit weird, but okay, whatever. It happened. And bosh you there. Now we do have a limit of the number of turns. In my past experience, in my long time playing this game, which is an exaggeration actually, it's not very long, I want to hasten to add, I've never really had an issue with the turn timer. I mean, it's always been fair, if that makes sense. It's never been like, do this in 1 turn and you have to get from one side of the map to the other. Or if it has been like that, it's supplied the appropriate units. But no, it's been fair. The turn timer is fair, and I've never felt... I'm going to die there. Shit. And I've never felt super, super restricted, so to speak. There we go. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. There we go. Thank God I can just right-click. Alright, so I did lose that dude over there. Not super thrilled about that. I'm not going to lie. So that's another thing to note. If my axe dies and I don't have another proper melee unit, then my other unit, So the mage will turn into the axe unit to make sure that I can still win the game, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure if that's a necessary feature, but I suppose it does make sense. I think I'm probably going to lose this engagement, actually. Well, I certainly don't think I'm going to win. Bosh that there like that. I'm dead anyway, yeah. Doesn't really matter. Well, that's a shame. That's a shame. Defeat. All of your militia have fallen. So as you can see, I'm not currently ranking up, or I'm not doing a hugely successful job of ranking up. I must say. Can I do something with the mage? Not really. In fact, yeah, I can. Holy shit. That's a real combo wombo right there. I'll take that any day of the week. And let's bosh you like that. And just the imp to take out, which we will easily manage to do. So what do I think of this game overall? Well, I think it's definitely an interesting concept. I really like the fact that there are a shit ton of units. I really, really do. I don't really like the fact that it can be rather difficult to remember what the fuck the units actually do. And perhaps that's just because I haven't played the game for a significant length of time yet, but the tutorial was very, very extensive, but it did load a lot of information like onto you. It was sort of like, hey, well, you got to do this and this and this and this and this, and never forget about this unit or this unit or this unit or this one or this one or this one, and they just kept on coming, you know, which is not something that I'm really opposed to. You know, I like a game with a lot of variety and a lot of different ways of completing a level, and you know, units definitely are the primary way of going about, you know, completing a level and fleshing out this game. So, you know, for that reason, I quite like it. I quite like the fact that there are a lot of units, but you know, it's just a little bit annoying, you know, the fact that there is so many and the fact that they're all heaped on from the very start. But I suppose if you play this game for a significant length of time, then you'll be fine. Now, I know this may be a little bit of a controversial opinion, but I actually think that this game would be perfectly suited to being on a mobile device. Now, I did have a little look around. I didn't have a comprehensive look around. I don't have a super large database at my fingertip. Well, I suppose I do at the internet, but hey, I had a little look around at the internet to see if you know, this game was available on mobile devices, and I couldn't find it. I mean, that just may be my fault for not finding it, but I couldn't find it on mobile devices. And I know that that's sort of a little bit of a controversial opinion, so to speak, but it's not really a controversial opinion, is it? I mean, I think that this is the perfect game for a mobile device for the simple... Oh shit, lost the mage. That doesn't matter. You know, for the simple reason that I think the mechanics, you know, that are around, you know, you click squares and you move units from square to square, and you know, you cancel attack moves and whatnot. I think this would work perfectly on a mobile device. I absolutely do. And if it does exist, whoop-de-fucking-do. Whoop-de-fucking-do. But I really, really do think it would be a very, very fantastic game for, you know, for a mobile. Not saying that it doesn't work on PC. Holy crap, that's a good shot. There we go. I'll take it. Not saying that it doesn't work on PC. I'm just saying that I think it would be perhaps a better interface if it was on the mobile device. There we go. Fantastic. So yeah, I am trying to rank up, trying to get the next diamond, but it's difficult, you know? It is difficult, and if you mess up, then it costs you. So the ranking system in this game, not really the most spectacular thing that's ever been created. Would I expect it to be? Not really. I mean, fun fact, I contacted the developers for this game. Free game, by the way. I got it free. I forgot to mention that at the start. Hopefully you don't think that changes my opinion, because it absolutely does not. Yeah, no, I contacted the developers, and it's a two guy sort of development team. So for that, for what this is, I think this is absolutely fantastic. I really, really do. And I'm not going to say, oh man, it's my top game of 2015. No, it's absolutely not. But it is a nice little distraction. And I quite like it. I really, really do. Not got the most fancy art style, but by golly, it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. So, ladies and gents, I need to remember to annotate this to make sure that I say I got a free game at the start, because I need to do that. I can't not do that, but I genuinely forgot to say that, unfortunately. But I will annotate the video appropriately. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that has been my little review of Militia. It's not very expensive. I can't recall exactly how much it is on Steam, but I will put that in an annotation right now in the video, so you'll be able to see. I'll also stick the link in the description, so if you're interested in seeing it, then you can check it out. Give it a little try, and yeah, hopefully this video has been sort of helpful for you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my name of course has been Potato. This has been Militia, and I'll see you next time. Bye.